Hi and welcome back to the channel. The Princeton in Africa NGOs program is currently open for application for 2026-2027 fellowship. Okay, we talked about Princeton in Asia. This one is for Africans. So I'm going to walk you through the details of this program and how to apply. We'll also look at the requirement and eligibility criteria so that you can begin your application. In 2023, Princeton in Africa expanded their model to include the Nexus program. Princeton in Africa's Nexus program pairs 5 Nexus fellows educated and resident on the African continent with 5 co-fellows from the General Fellowship program who were educated at US accredited institutions. Each pair of fellows, one Nexus fellow and one General fellow, works together at one of the Princeton in Africa's host organizations on the African continent. And during their year-long Princeton in Africa fellowships, the Nexus Fellow and the General Co-Fellow have the opportunity to exchange skills, knowledge, leadership experience, and technical expertise with one another while working together to support their host organization's mission and learn about their host community. And the program is designed to enrich their fellows' experience and professional growth on the African continent and bring young professionals educated in Africa institutions into their community of over 700 alumni. How does the Nexus program differ from the General Fellowship program? First, for eligibility requirements, the Nexus program is intended for graduates of African universities who have citizenship in African country and reside on the African continent. But the General Fellow program is intended for graduates of US accredited universities. So you can apply on this page if you are from a US accredited universities. For more information about eligibility, you can check out this page. Nexus applicants can only be considered for fellowship posts at a list of Nexus designated organization. The list of Nexus organizations and posts can be found on their fellowship application and on their list of prospective host organizations. The list of Nexus eligible posts will be updated through the fall and spring and be found on their fellowship application and are subject to change. Past Nexus organizations have included here African School of Economics, Benin, 2023 to 2024, Emerging Leaders Foundation Africa, Kenya, International Livestock Research Institute, International Rescue Commission, Kenya, International Rescue Committee, Somalia, Magnasio Company Limited, Tanzania, Impala Research Center, Kenya, WAC Africa, Ghana. These are the past Nexus organizations here. So check out the page to check if there are new organizations. So all I know is that you're going to stay in one of these organizations. Okay? Then who is eligible to apply for the Nexus program? You need to be a young professional or current undergraduate graduating by next year, 2026 June, at the time of application. You need to hold a bachelor's or master's degree or PhD from an African university. You need to have full professional proficiency in speaking, reading, and writing English as defined by the CEFA. Level C1 and above. You need to be no more than 35 years of age for the duration of the fellowship year. So you need to be born on or after September 1st, 1991. You need to hold a passport valid through the end of the fellowship. You need to have citizenship in an African country and have current residency in an African country. Applicants with dual US citizenship will not be considered. You need to have citizenship in an African country, okay, first, before you can apply. You can see the apply page to check more details. You must not be enrolled in any graduate, doctoral, or equivalent advanced academic program during the fellowship year. So let's look at how to apply. So for this, all fellows are required to attend the virtual 2026-27 orientation live and in real time. The orientation will take place in Eastern Daylight Time and will be hosted via Zoom so that all fellows can join virtually and interact with PIAF staff, presenters, and other fellows on the program. When applying, applicant must attest that if selected as a Nexus Fellow, they will be able to attend Princeton in Africa's full virtual orientation in real time. Orientation starts on Friday, June 5th and concludes on Sunday, June 7th, 2026. So let's go to the application page. So the application for Princeton in Asia Fellowship is now available here, and the deadline for the fellowship application is Monday, October 27th, 2025, which is this month. To learn more about this program, click here. Eligibility and application requirement. There are different eligibility requirements for our General Fellowship Program and our Nexus Program outlined below. For General Fellowship Program, to be eligible, you be a young professional and a current graduate, like we have talked about. So this one is for the General Fellows. You need to hold a bachelor's, master's, or PhD from a 4-year US accredited university. Okay. Hold a passport valid through the end. We've looked at that. General applicants must not be enrolled in any graduate, doctoral, or equivalent advanced academic program during their fellowship year. For Nexus program, which is the one I'm talking about, you need to be a young professional, like I showed you guys earlier. You need to hold the bachelor's, master's, or PhD from an African university. So for General Fellowship Program, you need to hold your certificate, your educational certificate from US accredited university. While Nexus Program, the one we are looking at, you need to be from an African country. You need to have attended an African university. Okay. And you must not be enrolled in any academic study at all during the program. So the first one is, for you to be part of this program, you need to, you either fall under the category A or B, currently reside on an African continent. Then you have a bachelor's or postgraduate degree from an African institution that is US accredited. So these are two different requirements. For applications, to apply, please complete all sections of our online applications. Required for all applicants. Online application questionnaire. You need to submit resume or CV, maximum of 2 pages with font size 10 or higher, and it should be in a PDF format. 2. Official transcript. It must be sent directly from your university to piafapp@princetoninafrica.org via a secure online platform or official university email. Transcript must be in English or include an English translation. Additional details can be found here. 1 letter of recommendation submitted directly by your recommender via online form. Then additional requirement for Nexus applicants only. This one is for Nexus applicants. So for Nexus applicants, you need proof of university enrollment. Document must be in English and PDF format. Official enrollment verification with English translation. Scanned copy of diploma, letter on university letterhead. Dates of enrollment, degree obtained, area of study, university representative, email and phone number. Then additional notes. Princeton in Africa does not confirm receipt of individual materials. Applicants may instead track the application material through their application portal. Please do not call their office with application-related questions. Instead, please direct all inquiries to this email address here. Policy update. Beginning with the 2026-2027 fellowship application cycle, applicants will only need to request an official transcript to be submitted to this email address directly by their university. They do not accept unofficial transcript. And a Princeton in Africa fellowship experience is one of a kind opportunity for personal and professional development and growth. It is often described as a way to get a foot in the door of their field of development on the African continent. The fellowship experience varies greatly depending on placement and organization. Some fellows work closely with a supervisor or colleagues, others work more independently. Some fellows work in offices that are filled with local staff. Others work with high number of expatriates. Some fellows live in urban areas like Johannesburg and Nairobi. Others are based in very rural areas with limited resources. No matter the host organization or the location, all fellowships are 12 months long, and all fellows experience support from Princeton and African staff. Expenses for the fellowship: the fellows cover $350 program placement fee upon acceptance of post, round trip airfare to and from post in their host country, pre-departure medical expenses. Depending on post, fellows may contribute to visa or work permit costs. Princeton and Africa Fellowship Organization cover housing and living stipend, certain visas, work permit, medical insurance, medical evacuation insurance, security evacuation insurance, mid-year retreat partial travel allowance, and meals/housing. Notes: fellowship stipends are to cover living costs directly related to fellowship. Stipends are not meant to cover outside costs, including costs in fellows' home countries. No. So, application is ongoing now. You can go ahead and submit your application. I'll end this video here. I'll leave the link for you in the description if you're interested. This is a way to put, like, it is your starting point, right? And for those in Nigeria, don't worry, you're not going to do this in your country. You're going to travel to a different country for this fellowship, and it's 12-year long fellowship. If you're interested, you can go ahead and sign up. This can also be added to your CV. It will boost your CV knowing that you gained experience from an international program. So I thought to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. If you're going to apply today, drop it in the comments. The website is princetoninaafrica.org. You can find the Nexus program there. They have lots of fellowships. You can check it out. Check current fellowships going on right now and see which one you can apply to. But for this video, I talked about the Nexus fellowship, the Nexus program. So check them out. Thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to like, share with friends and family, and I'll see you in the next one.